Why don't you ask Alana what she thinks of our little space here?
Are you guys fighting?
Yes, we don't. Alana and I are currently not on speaking terms. Right, Alana?
I have no comment.
I missed last week. I don't know what's going on in the story anymore.
The narrative of Open House is currently that Alana and I are not on speaking terms.
All right.
Adam has recently stabbed Bruce in the back, aligning himself with me.
Oh, that happens.
Elise is across the ocean, and
I'm on the run.
She's on the run because Lawrence, the warden of the prison, he's hunting her down.
Oh, I see.
He's trying to
Makes
chase
sense.
her down.
I'll stop at nothing.
It's really hard to keep track of what's going on in this show.
But the most important part of today's narrative is that it's sponsored by Vincero Luxury Watches for the young hustlers out there.
Why'd you say it like that?
We're going to talk more about it later in the show.
Your first question this week is from Haus 11. With Elon Musk shooting his car into space, what personal belongings of yours would you send into space and why?
I'd send my my calcified self-hatred.
There goes my
Yeah,
answer.
that's like an emotion. That's not even something physical. So you're just sending yourself into space.
That's kind of like a black rock. Think like Superman 3, the off-brand kryptonite they made. I want it close to me. I want it orbiting me at all times. I want to look up and see that black mark in the sky.
You mean Richard Pryor?
Yes.
Both your answer and Elon Musk's answer are very selfish. I want to do something for humanity. Remember years ago when we sent that giant golden disc out into space so aliens would find it? We do the exact same thing, except with now that's what I call Music 7.
Whoa,
Wait,
that's a good
why
one.
7?
That's the good one.
That was the best
Was
one.
that the best one?
I've given this a lot of thought because I always wanted to be an astronaut. I thought it'd be a really cool,
He's never
prestigious
said
thing to do. I say it all the time. But the problem is you can't exercise in space because there's no gravity.
No resistance.
So that's why I'd have to bring my ab wheel, my most prized possession, to go into space.
Uh-huh.
You be an abtronaut.
An astronaut. Thank you.
Those ads are out of this
I like
world.
Oh, stop it.
I would send my old retainer for my braces into space.
Sure.
It was blue and it had a picture of a soccer ball on it. And that's what they would think of Earth women.
Space junk is a real problem. Like every mobile app company just throws a fucking satellite in space, and so many of them.
We've seen Wall-E.
Exactly. I feel like I would send something up there that would get rid of all the space junk. So all of your shit is now mine.
Yeah, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm
She's
just
just
gonna
sending
clean it all
trash
up.
to herself?
Sure.
You just want to be on Space Hoarders season 17.
Damn it. You figured out my
Truth is
plan.
out.
Therapists show up and they're like, honestly, you got plenty of room for all this.
I would send Elise and James's birds. Because I'm pretty sure the birds have never been experimented on in space, right?
And they've never been in space.
Well, I know
as
that
far as we know.
those birds have never been in space. But have we ever experimented on birds and what space does to birds?
Unless you're talking about attractive British women, in which case, no, there's been no birds.
Well,
There's
there's
none of
birds in
those
space,
either,
isn't it? Look at all these fucking birds.
Next question from Not That Boring. With Lent soon upon us, what is one guilty pleasure of yours you'd be willing to give up temporarily? I'd probably have to say I need to give up your videos, but this girl's too weak for that because my days would then lose all pleasure and fun without you. Bunch in them.
I'd probably have to say working on my hot body.
Oh, yeah, that is a guilty pleasure of yours. You
hitting
do that
the
a lot.
gym,
Yeah, you do that a lot,
eating
Elise.
right, I'd give all that up.
You'd give up going to the gym?
I do it for God.
Oh, hero.
Wow.
True hero.
Kind of building on Elise's, I'd have to give up my ab wheel.
And then the fit birds, isn't it?
Nice.
don't
Good.
do
That was a good
That
accent.
was not nice.
That was
terrible.
really good. Right
Oh,
on.
this is
That was
There's
No, you
two
did great.
British
Thank
people
you.
here.
Wow. You guys have probably noticed lately that I've been living outside my means a little bit. I come in with my fur coats, my nice watches.
I have seen that.
And you're probably wondering where the money comes from.
I am.
For Lent, I'm going to give it up. Underground bare knuckle fighting. But the payouts are pretty good.
How much?
Oh, $5, $6, $7.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
People often ask me, they say, what's a guilty pleasure of yours? And I say, Fall Out Boy, the band.
Oh.
That's, yeah. That,
Wait,
so,
Bruce,
hold
no.
on.
So,
You're
No one could go an entire month without
Are you
Fall Out
telling
Boy.
me no Fall Out Boy?
so I'm going to give up Fall Out Boy from
No!
Lent.
They
That's
just
what
came
finding
out with a new
trade-
album.
They just put out a new album,
I
Bruce.
know, that's what I'm telling you. But
Look, I'm gonna say Persona 5.
Okay.
I've so far put in apparently 70 hours into Persona 5, and
Alright.
I still haven't finished it because I keep just hanging out with these weird teenagers in Tokyo. Sometimes I hang out with the hot goth nurse, even though she's much older than me.
But what do you do in the video game?
I didn't say it. I didn't want to say it.
As you guys know, I wake up every morning and I watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know that about Adam.
Every morning.
He loves
I
it.
will give it up one time.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
29 days?
But only the scene when Rocky is revealed. I will still watch the rest of the film.
Our next question from the Fluffinator. I just recently moved to a small town in the middle of nowhere with fewer than 300 people living it for my job. What should I do to pass the time when I'm not working? I say you recreate the film 300.
Oh.
You got everyone. You
Get
a great idea.
everyone in the town together.
Yeah, stop those Persians from coming in.
Yeah. To
That's
find
a
the
good
nearest
idea.
highway
You're a
and
racist.
just block it off.
Who gonna play the Hunchback?
If I can throw my hat in, I want to be the hole that they throw all the dudes into.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
That's a good aspiration.
It's not even the answer to the question.
Take as
either.
many dudes as you can.
Yeah.
I can take them all.
I believe in you.
I want to be the town's
300.
whole.
Who wants to answer next?
Coming from a small town, this is a real thing you can do. Go to Home Depot, buy just a bunch of PVC pipe and insulation, make your own medieval weaponry, and then go out into an empty field and beat each other.
LARP?
It's LARP without the role playing. So it's just you hitting somebody with a stick.
Okay, that's cool.
I guess 300's not enough to really have any sort of significance unless you start a.
That's what I was gonna say. Damn it.
Oh, really? Well, I threw out the cult. What would the cult look like?
What's like a current kind of cult that you can have? I don't feel like it should
Mormons.
Like a sexy cult?
Well, I was gonna say sexy.
Scientology.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go with religious.
Nothing sexier than the cult of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Very sexy
Okay.
show.
I would start a witch hunt. For sure.
All right, good idea.
At 300 people, I start creating drama, trouble, but then they all turn on me. Whoops, I'm run out of town faster than a guy LARPing.
It's buffering.
Those LARPers don't run.
It's quite good.
Acrobatic Whale writes, if you could be any kind of animal in a zoo, what would it be and what would your daily life be like?
I mean, obviously a sloth, right? You snap. That's it. Occasionally you fall out of a tree.
Do zoos have sloths?
Zoos have sloths.
Maybe
yeah,
your
absolutely.
fancy
That's-
zoos up in San Francisco.
I'm gonna jump in here before Elise gets a chance to. Watch this. Watch my hand. See my hand's out of this frame, and then touch it through here.
How dare you?
Because I'm gonna be a seal.
Damn it. That was definitely my
In the
answer.
zoo.
Oh, yeah,
Why?
you guys.
Because seals are excellent performers, and I have always had the heart of a performer inside me, even if it's just doing this or
Wow,
kinda
I didn't know you
doing
could do that.
this.
Wow!
We went to the zoo in Sydney and saw a seal show, so now he
You
thinks
pulled
he's a
away the
seal.
curtain, haven't you, Elise?
Unfortunately, I have seen through this thinly veiled disguise to expose which gay archetype we would be. So I'll just go ahead and say, I guess I'm a bear.
Oh.
If Adam is a bear,
Yeah.
then I'm going to be an otter.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think otters
my
are,
favorite
they're wet
gay
and hairy,
archetype.
and I'm wet and hairy.
Bruce-
And you love to hold hands.
And I
Otters-
love to get raped.
Yeah, well, and
They what?
also,
Otters, that's what happens
but
with
they
otters.
also rape.
And they,
Oh,
they
are
do
they
rape
like
and they
ducks?
get raped.
I dated a guy who had a bunch of alpacas once. Very weird.
What?
But the worst part was that if I would ever stay at his house, you would literally hear the alpacas raping each other at night.
Oh,
you would
boy.
hear that happening and be like, you know what? I'm never going to
And
stay
you
here
just
ever
sat
again."
there and did nothing.
Yeah.
How dare complicit?
We had sex to it every time.
Feel it coming.
Speaking of gay archetypes, I'm going to be one of the lesser known ones, but it's rising in prominence. That's right, the host of the Rainforest Cafe. So, whenever families come in, I'm like, let me show you your table. And then I just sigh and wait for the end of the workday when I can really let loose. Have sex with men.
I would be the snake that Harry Potter gets stuck into the exhibit with and teaches him parts the whole time.
Oh, the one that he lets out?
No, he doesn't
Yeah.
teach him. He already knows it.
Yeah, you're right. That's how he opens
Instinctively,
it.
he knows
yeah,
it
you're right.
instinctively.
Yeah.
Because Voldemort shot him in the head.
Elise,
I just
what is
watched The
wrong
Lost
with your,
Ark again
your Harry
yesterday.
Potter knowledge?
I guess I would
gatekeeping.
just be like one of the plant exhibits that nobody goes to. Next question from Candleburner.
Yeah, you're reading the next question.
From Candleburner, the Japanese government has asked the Funhaus crew for help fighting the country's low birth rate. How do each of you get the overworked and introverted masses to start making babies?
So the problem is the social anxiety. I think that's what gets in the way of it. So what you do is you put them in VR, and when you think that they're going to be using like a fleshlight or something,
fool
you
'em.
have the actual other person there.
You fool him.
So they all think it's fake, and then in the middle of it, you rip off the VR and you go, ha-ha, you were actually having sex the whole time.
You've
And
got
then
gonorrhea.
You did it.
There's a pretty simple solution to this. We invest heavily in drones, since those can deliver things en masse. And that's how we get DVD copies of the Rocky Horror Picture Show to every home.
Really
That's true,
liberate that
yeah.
country.
They do like I do every morning. You wake up, and by the time you get to work, the hard-on has come to a half chub.
Right, well, that turns
But,
you on. That's
but
right.
yes, they will be all sorts of
Scenes
on.
it. Yeah.
It's clinically proven Rocky Horror Picture Show turns on everybody all the time.
Just look at Tim Curry in those tights.
I was saying, it'll make you
Wow.
want to have sex with anything. Anything.
Lawrence is going to have the best answer for this one. I know it.
That's true, because I am an expert of Japanese culture.
You're overworked and introverted. So
That's true.
Hit it.
So I know that the core problem that no one's going to talk about is just that actual human intercourse is unsightly. There's smells, there's hair.
Yep.
Why do
That's
you
the
want to deal
point.
with any of that when
Logan
you can play?
Paul's there.
Always.
It's disgusting. So we need to class it up. We need to change sex for the Japanese audience. So you basically dip someone in an antibacterial slurry and then fire them through a chute into this room. So they land completely naked, hairless, and then another body slaps down onto the ground covered in goo or whatever.
Yeah.
It's time to have intercourse. And then once they're done, you open a sluice, all the goo flies out through the bottom, and you dump them out onto the street.
I was going to say an easy answer. You send the sexiest man the U.S. has to offer, Steve Zahn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Logan Paul.
No, Steve Zahn.
Okay.
He
Tom
is
Hardy.
in War for the Planet of the Apes. He did that motion capture for that. I believe he was also in the movie with Jack Black. And then he was also in another movie.
But can we send him as the bad ape that
Yes,
he played
we can
in
send him as
War?
Bad Ape. Oh! Yeah. Oh, Bad Ape! Bad Ape! Alana, read the last question.
This is from Rebels 15. When did you first get a boner and to who?
Should be to whom, and I got a boner when somebody corrected my usage of who.
Alana, when did you get your first boner?
Mine was Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one. So same with me. Elise, was that your first boner?
Oh no, it's probably Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
What,
which
with
is the
James
first
Franco
one.
or Caesar?
John Lithgow having Alzheimer's.
Say John Lithgow.
Probably.
I actually think I got my first boner to an image of some saint in a Bible, and I was like, hello.
Like most kids my age, I think it was during an episode of American Gladiators.
Okay, Malibu.
Well, see, that's I don't know.
Oh, laser.
Everyone's wearing tight clothes. It could have been a close-up of anyone's ass. So I'm not sure if I like men or women. I just like buff things.
Much like Adam, I watched MTV all the time, just like, a kid would as 12, 13 years old. So I'm pretty sure my first boner came from Downtown Julie Brown. I don't know if you remember Downtown Julie Brown.
That is.
Downtown Julie Brown was one of the VJs.
Oh.
The video jockey.
So glad you had to say that out
Gotcha,
loud.
yeah.
You get it? MTV VJs?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. No?
Oh, look at the time! It's time for the end of the show.
And how'd you know that, James?
I knew it by checking my very luxurious Vincero watch. Hey guys, it's time to step up your game and stand out. A luxury watch doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and you'll see why when you check out Vincero. Every watch is manufactured and quality checked by hand before being shipped out to you, the consumer, the very lucky consumer. This is the kind of attention to detail and dedication to quality typically only seen with luxury watch brands over $500, while Vincero watches start at a little over $100. So let me tell you a little story about my Chrono S. I was out at the zoo, going to the seal show as I often do, and they were trying to pick someone from the audience, and my hand shot up, and the person picking people said, "This is the guy, look at that Chrono S watch, that's a great watch." And then the seal started going, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," and I'm pretty sure it's because I love my classy, luxurious watch.
Well, you went up there and then you did like a little trick with the seal.
Yep.
And then you moved away and the seal was now wearing your watch.
Yes,
He had
was wearing
duped
the watch.
you.
It's a watch good enough for seals, and with over 5,000 five-star reviews and a 2-year warranty, you can shop with confidence even if you're a seal. You have to check them out, and I know you'll love them just as much as I do. Go to VinceroCollective.com/openhouse157 and enter promo code HAUS to get 15% off your entire order. Don't blend in, stand out. Get a Vincero watch at VinceroCollective.com/openhouse157 plus the promo code HOUSE.
Should we give you like a seal round of applause?
Could you guys actually? Thanks, guys. Thank you.
What's up with yours?
It's like fins are okay. Yes.
That's not how they
don't
look.
do that.
Seals
Never
fly
do
in the
that.
field before.
Y'all don't know seals.
There's the whole Me Too movement and everything where
Yeah.
certain people have been accused, like Casey Affleck is dropping out, so we go the opposite. We only have the accused go to the show. Everyone will watch.
The sexual harassment
Yeah.
officers?
Presenting Harvey Weinstein, Kevin
Lifetime
Spacey.
Achievement Awards
Wow.
for everybody.
And then we blow up the building.